I noticed sometimes you guys like do your own thing and then the guest comes in and then.
Oh, so you listened?
Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Yes.
I also need to know. Well, we could start and then I'll chat.
Sounds good.
This is so cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do a little intro for you. Here we go. I'm going to try not to screw it up on the first time, but it's the only thing I will sometimes reread.
I think you should screw it up.
All right.
He's good at that.
We love you.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 75 of the On the Run podcast. We are coming to you virtual tonight. I am in my home bedroom studio. Erica is in her home spare bedroom studio. What's going on, Eham? How was your weekend?
Oh, I had myself a busy weekend. I've been a little stressed, but hey, dude, we made it to episode 75. Can you believe it?
We made it to 75. I can believe it because I knew we had it all in us the whole time. We're at 75. Big number, big reason to celebrate.
We're doing big things, big things.
Big guest. We'll get to our guest later. Let's catch up. You're in taper week. You had a taper weekend, so you brought things
Dude,
down
I
a
have
notch
no
over
chill.
the weekend, right?
I have no fucking chill. I got to meet KJ. So I ran Clarence DeMar marathon yesterday. I got to see a bunch of people that we love. I got to see Sheila, Katie Pisani, and I got to meet KJ. And I was telling her like, oh yeah, this is kind of a taper. Well, she actually said that this is a taper for your 100.
Yeah.
And then I was just telling her about my 100, and she said something along the lines of, ew, no. And I was like, yeah, I get that a lot. And I'm starting to rethink all of my decisions now that it's race week and freaking out a little bit. But yeah, we can talk more about that stuff later.
Yeah, we'll talk. Sure. You got the big 100. I thought it was fun that you had a taper weekend and just ran a marathon, a quarter.
Yeah, I have no
more than a
chill.
quarter of what you have to run this coming weekend. So little different
Easy,
in
right?
my household. We the sickness is back. The sickness
No.
is back. Yep.
Ugh.
Yep. But you know what also made a comeback? The Key to Life made a comeback this weekend. You remember the Key to Life?
I do.
Draining the nostrils there, getting all the gunk out.
It's not the happiness in your household, but it's that neti pot thing.
Everybody got sick in the house, and I worked a lot this weekend too, and I worked through it. But the highlight of the weekend was we're at my mom's house, and in the morning, Saturday morning, Tyler wasn't feeling good. He wouldn't eat. So I was holding him, standing up in the living room, watching TV. He wasn't even watching. He just had his head on my shoulder.
Poor buddy.
This just came in an instant, and he all of a sudden threw up all over me, all over my shoulder, blueberries. It was on your blue Total Image 10 miler long sleeve, by the way. So the colors match. All I noticed was it is on my mom's brand new white carpet in the living room. All these blueberries everywhere. It gets better.
Do you mean better or worse?
It just gets better, right? So like sarcasm. All of a sudden, Adeline starts freaking out like, and I'm like, Adeline, stop freaking out. Like, Tyler threw up, no big deal. Until I looked at her. She was underneath me. She has blueberries that Tyler threw up all over her hair.
Oh, no.
On her head. It just threw up all over. So I'm like, oh, my God. My mom goes, you would react the same way when you were 7.
She has good reason to freak out. I would do the same thing if somebody threw up on me. Actually, I would probably like chain reaction puke because when I see somebody puke, like I would puke. So that would just be really bad.
I hope
poor kids. I
hope no one listening like heard this and just wanted to puke either. So I this isn't how we open every show with sickness. Only twice a year when my house gets sick during the season changes. So, but yeah, then
welcome to fall.
All 3 kids took a bath, and I took a picture because this picture to me was like, you know what? My daughter's 7.5. The boys, the twins, they're 2.5. this is probably the last time the three of them will ever be in a bath together. I don't
Mhm.
envision that happening after this year.
Probably not.
Like, it's not a thing we do, and so I'm like, I'm gonna take the water was really soapy. I'm like, I'm gonna take a picture. Like, this picture will pop up in memories every couple years, in Google Photos or
Mhm.
whatever, and yeah, I took
Yeah.
that memory photo. So, yeah, probably the last time I'll you know what? I'll always say this, Erica. I'll go,
Yeah.
"Hey, guys, look at this cute photo of all you in the bathtub. Do you wanna know what happened as to why you're all in the bathtub? Well, see, Tyler was sick and threw up all over Adeline, and you all needed a bath."
Somehow I have a feeling Adeline's not gonna forget that either. She's gonna be like, "Oh, I remember."
Traumatized for life.
Mhm. It's
So that
possible.
was
Oh,
that was
poor
my
kids.
weekend. That was my weekend. So,
Well, mine went slightly better than yours. There was no vomit involved. I'm sorry, dude.
no, but that will be next
Uh,
weekend after you're 100.
that's very possible. Yes, that is very, very possible.
Do not fear the code brown in your 100, but we'll get to it later. I think we should get to our guest of the episode.
Oh man, she's way more fun than I can even tell you guys. She came to us straight from Corn and Cows, Pennsylvania.
Corn and Cow, Pennsylvania,
Corn and
baby.
Cow, Pennsylvania. And oh my god, she's just as awesome as you would expect her to be. She's so down to earth and funny. And what can you say about Mrs. Space Cadet?
A different interview for us. It was a morning interview. Like, wake up, get out of bed, turn on the computer,
I know.
podcast.
It was an
fun.
excellent excuse to not go to work in the morning.
Yeah, it really was.
My work could wait.
Yeah. No, it was awesome. So our guest is Erin Azar, aka I am Mrs. Space Cadet. And you'll hear about it, but we got very lucky when we kind of connected with her in the spring around the Boston Marathon, and it is super cool. So let's get to it.
I hope you guys enjoy this interview as much as we did recording it. So here's Erin Azar on the On the Runs podcast.
Our next guest on the pod is a runner that many of us know well, and a few of our listeners and past guests ran into her during the Boston Marathon. She posts her running videos on social media while training for marathons, sharing her outfit of the day, doing funny dances, and making it all fun. She's a mother of three, the co-host of Non-Members Only. She's raised tens of thousands of dollars for the Michael J. Fox Foundation, and we're super excited to have her on the pod and hear all her stories. Erin.
You got so close.
See, this has to stay in now.
I had so much confidence rolling in. Erin Azar, aka
Yes.
I am Mrs. Space Cadet. Welcome to the On the Runs podcast. How are you?
Thank you. I mean, full disclosure, I did tell you to screw it up. I did tell you to screw up the intro, so you were
Nailed
only
it.
following instructions.
He absolutely nailed it. Oh my god. Erin, this is so cool to have you on. You're already so chill. Like I have to say I'm fangirling a little bit because I do watch all your social media posts. So I'm kind of like trying to hold it together. So I hope it's working. But let me
It
just tell the listeners. So we put our names in for all these things, and Erin is currently PP Poo Poo Doo Doo. So
Yes,
I immediately love her.
That's my
Even more.
legal name. I put it in. So I actually didn't type that in today.
Really?
We use Riverside to record our non-members only podcast, and so I've just been I put it in once, and then I guess it just continues to use that name unless you change it back. So I was using that to log in for Mike and I to record, and
John, you mean John.
Oh, sorry. We changed
John
his
now.
name to John. Yeah. Before we started recording, we changed his name to John. So the first day that I did that and typed in, not Erin, I'm like, no, I'm putting in pee pee poo poo doo doo. Something happened. Like we had a huge technical glitch to the point where Michael Motorcycle, aka John, had to call support. And they had him in this like online chat, and they were like, okay, I need to know the name as it appears and like what this little number that goes with it. He had to put pee pee poo poo doo doo. I'm like, what are the odds the first time I do that is when he needs to put in, it's like Mike and then like 7-1 blah 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 and then pee pee poo poo doo doo.
It's absolutely incredible. I'm obsessed.
Yeah,
So
I'm leaving it. Yeah.
you have to now.
love
It's
it.
like a staple.
Right.
I
Oh,
love
so
it.
fun.
Wow.
So you have multiple names now, not just Erin, but you're Erin and you're pee pee poo poo doo doo. Mike is now
Yeah.
John, and you have Dan.
Yes.
Dan's the only name we got right.
Right. Yeah, he you did get it right. And in my phone, I have since changed this because I think it's like in case of an emergency, you should not have their name something funny. But Dan's name in my phone used to be Sharp Fartington McShittle the Third. And I'm sorry, can we say that?
Oh,
Yes, yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. You can say whatever you
okay.
want. Swears are fine. But oh my
Okay.
god. No, I'm just laughing because that's fantastic.
And so I, being me, lost my phone in Target one day, and I was going to be late to pick up our daughter from school, so I just had to leave. Like, my phone was there, I think, unless someone took it, and so I was like frantic. Dan ended up going to this Target to like search for my phone. He calls it, and oh wait, how did this happen? Oh, some girls answered it, giggling, like hysterically. And he was like, "What the heck? This is not funny. Like my wife lost her phone. This is our like livelihood. You know what I mean?"
Yep, yep.
And he kind of like played it cool. He didn't want them to feel bad that they were laughing, but he just didn't understand like what was so funny about it. And then finally they meet in the store. They're like, "Oh, it was left on a shelf." And he looks at it and realizes, like, oh, that's right. My name in here is Sharp Fartington McShoal the Third. That is really funny, especially to like these teenage girls that found the phone.
And also 37-year-old me. So
Yeah, exactly. I think it's funny. So I forget what I have it in now, but I also have like husband. So like if something happens, they know like this is who we should call.
smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Smart. Ice, husband, pee pee poo poo doo doo. I love it. We're off to a great
Yeah.
start. So
Yeah.
let's talk about how we connected. You were in Boston for the Boston Marathon. We were there. We weren't anywhere near each other. I think
You did move down to mile 19 at one point, didn't you? We were like right down the road at that, but we never found each other.
I was moving along the route for sure, which was not easy, but we did it.
yeah, we stuck to one spot, but we had so many friends who ran in the race and who they all saw you, and they told us later when we were recording like a little recap. They're like, "Oh, we
Yeah.
saw Erin. Erin was there, and you were in there with Lindsay, and there was a bunch of Millennium Running people. Maurice the panda was there.
He was the purple,
I got a
purple
selfie
suit
with him.
guy.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah.
He's a super cool dude. So you were in Boston. How was that?
It was so fun. I've been to Boston like maybe a few times before since, this running thing picked up, and I love Boston. Like if I had to live in a city, which would be very difficult for me, but if I had to live in a city, I think it would be Boston. Yeah, I love everything about it. But so I was actually there this past time to support my friend and manager Regan, who she was actually at the year it was the bombing happened. She wasn't
2013.
running. Yeah, she wasn't running, but she was at the site and got injured and like is, working through all that trauma and everything. But she had not been back to Boston at all, like for Boston Marathon weekend since that. So 10 years. And long story short, I was going to run it. And I was like, and so I convinced her to do it. And I was like, oh, actually, wait, I shouldn't run it because then I can't run with you. Like, you're too fast. She has very long legs. She runs, I think, a pretty swift mile. And so I was like, why don't I just cheer you on? So she ended up running it. She did awesome. We supported her from the sidelines and had like little cheer sections for her. And I cried. I probably a liter of tears. It was a lot. I cried at like happy, just everything. Happy tears, but like super emotional. Yeah.
I love it. So
Yeah.
you were is she like local to you? Because where are you from?
Pennsylvania. So I'm like I always say not the Pittsburgh side. I'm closer to Philadelphia. Yeah.
You're
'Cause
next to
Pittsburgh's-
corn. That's all I know. There's a lot
Yeah.
of corn where you are.
Pittsburgh
Corn and
is
cows.
so far from us. Yeah, corn and cow. I'm from Corn and Cows, Pennsylvania. And so the other she's actually in London, but she's from New Hampshire, but she's like
Oh wow.
Oh, no
based out of
way.
London now. Yeah. And so the other highlight that I wanted to say, which was unexpected, but was definitely a highlight, was because of where she was or what's that called? Where you start the group
The
that you started?
corrals? The corrals.
So because of where her corral was, where she started, that pack of people, you see them repeatedly if you go to multiple stops. She was in that group that I relate to and that they relate to me. So they see my videos. And so I'm standing there waiting for Regan, and I start to hear all of these like, oh my God, Mrs. Space Cadet. And I was like, oh my God, hi. Like, it was like one, and then like two, and then like a group. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Like, this is so exciting that they're seeing me and we can like interact. And then people started to come off of the course and be like, can I get a selfie? I was like, oh my gosh, please. Like, then I started doing interpretive dances with people. And it was like, it turned into this whole like all day party for me, because if you can imagine like having hundreds of like best friends running in a race and you're seeing all of them and they're like getting to interact with you the whole time. It was the highlight of my day, aside from seeing Regan finish that race. Like, it was so cool. Still one of my favorite videos I've ever made, by the way, is that. Because Mike was filming the whole time and he caught all those interactions. It was crazy.
I'm just so jealous we missed you, because that would have been really, really fun, because I would have been the
Yeah.
same exact way as all the other ones. But so I remember seeing that video and I was like, oh my God, this looks like my friend. She had like the yellow sparkly skirt on. I'm like, oh my God, that looks like
love
Lindsay.
that.
And then keep watching, and then we see our friend Maurice. I'm like, holy shit, like this is like real things, like people we actually know. So I wound up sending it to them. They were like, I know him. And they were so excited. So you are genuine hype woman. Like, I'm sure that would have been the highlight of my day if I was running Boston. And that's running Boston. Like, it's hard to top that. So it's up there.
Right. That's, I don't know if I deserve that, but thank you.
Oh, you do. You totally do.
Well, I got to thank them all for stopping and talking to you and getting the pictures and getting in your reel, because that is really kind of how this happened. And I was like, you know what? We're gonna shoot our shot here and try to talk to Erin. Everyone loves you.
I'm glad that you did though reach out. Full disclosure, I say no, and I don't want this to come off like weird, but I do say no to a lot of podcasts only because when I first started this, I said yes to everything because I was so excited, and I'm not good at time management. So what happens is, these are happening like a month down the line. You know how it is. You guys scheduled me out like pretty far, and you have guests lined up, and so you're down the road. Well, all of a sudden, it is now down the road, and I agreed to like 10 podcasts in a week, and it's like, what am I gonna do? I have to get my work done while the kids are in school and like all this stuff. So, but I mean, obviously I still do them, but I was excited about this one, because we had that tie to like, you guys knew all these people that I got to interact with in Boston. You guys also had, Maurice on the podcast before, like, love him. And just listening. So I like would go through and listen to some episodes. I'm like, oh, this is not going to be a podcast interview. This is like fun with other, running friends. And so I'm like, I'm going to do it because I knew it would put me in a good mood for the day.
Well, I'm so glad
That's how you
hear
should pitch
that.
it. That's how you guys should pitch your podcast.
Honestly, that's how he does. He says it's like old friends sitting around a campfire having like a beer or something. We just we're just shooting the shit. We're just talking, and like that's what we want it to be. Like, this shouldn't have to be like work. It shouldn't be work. So
plus when you interview, say you would do the typical interview with someone like that's been interviewed before, like everyone knows the story, or a lot of people do. Like, you guys get more different content from the people, so
I
it's
love
cool.
it.
That's what we want. We want like
I already marked the clip. You're my new promo. I marked the clip.
I love it.
All right, Erin,
Mhm.
let's just jump right in. So let's just get to know you a little bit better. We know that where you're from at least, but let's get into how you started your running journey.
Yeah, I actually, so running has been kind of like an off and on thing with me. But the first experience started in elementary school, and we have to do that freaking gym class mile, which
Ugh,
was
the
like
worst.
horrific.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I was a very active kid, I would like to say. Like, as a girl, a lot of the girls in gym class couldn't really do pull ups. And I was always like ripping out like 10 to 12 pull ups. I have no idea why.
I'm
But
impressed. I couldn't do
Yeah.
that.
So I was an active kid, but I could not run a mile. Like for some reason, that was just, I couldn't do it. And then, I dabbled in sports in like junior high and high school because my friends were doing it. I don't know if I ever really enjoyed it, but like I've played soccer, I tried field hockey, and I found that running was punishment. So not in my mind, like they made it like that because it's like if you were late to practice, you ran. If you
Mhm.
were talking too much, you ran. If you lost a game that you should have won, you ran. And I was like, okay, this is something that truly is horrible, so much so that they're using it to punish us.
No, I
And so
totally
like
agree.
It's so true as kids. You're
yeah.
right.
Yeah. So I had like this negative connotation about running. And then, in my 20s, I think I like drank too much alcohol and ate too much pizza and just like didn't really take care of
I
myself.
still eat too much pizza.
Well, for some people it's a good thing. I have stomach issues, so it's not good. Um, But so, I would like gain weight once had like this desk job. And so I was uncomfortable and not feeling healthy. So, what do you do if you don't have money for like a gym membership and all that? You just try and run. And it just would never last. Like I tried couch to 5K, I would get like the shin splints and all this stuff. It wouldn't last longer than a week. Um I would try and work up to like run these races that my friends were doing, and every time it was just such a horrible experience. So, anyway, fast forward like 8 years later, I had my third baby, and I was so sleep deprived. I feel like a lot of these feelings come from sleep deprivation, honestly, like as a new mom. And that can turn into like postpartum depression and all that stuff. So I'm just sitting in the chair. I have no idea what I weighed, but I could just tell it like did not feel like my body at all.
Mhm.
And I was just so tired, and I felt like this sensation that my blood in my body was literally not moving. Like I was just, I don't know, like I felt stale. Like I was just gonna forever be in that chair unless like I got up and like moved my body.
Mhm.
It was a nice day out, and I just said to Dan, I was like, I am gonna lose it. Like if I don't get out and just walk or something. And so I put on like I didn't have any running clothes. My shoes had holes in them. I had a nursing bra on. I didn't have a sports bra. My shorts were like from Target 5 years ago. Anyway, it was not the best running outfit, but something did tell me to pick up the camera. This was like before I filmed. I wasn't like putting, you know,
Mhm.
running
Before
videos or
before
stuff like
YouTube,
that.
or you were doing YouTube at one point?
This is where YouTube started. The running
Ah.
on YouTube started. Was this first video. And I remember I was like, I'm not going to put this online because knowing myself, I'm definitely not going to stick with it. But I thought if I do, and I do run for like a month, I want to look at this video and see like, okay, keep going because in this video you looked really sad and
Oh.
really unhealthy, and now you're feeling a little better. So like I just thought it would kind of be a contrast that would motivate me to keep going. And something on that run, like it did make me feel a little better. I'm like, you know what? I'm posting this and I'm going to commit and make it, have it help me get through 30 days. I'm like, I'm going to run a mile for 30 days. After that, I was like, I'm going to run a marathon, having no idea what that entailed, by the way.
Okay.
I knew it was like, I'm like, if I train for like a whole year, give myself an entire year, the reason I didn't do a 5K is I thought I could just struggle, like flop myself through a 5K.
Mhm.
Marathon, I knew I could not skip a run. I could not slack off. I just didn't know the full extent of
Mhm.
marathon training. Um
Yeah, that takes some
that
real dedication. So you got to like
yeah.
hunker down and be like, okay, this is happening.
Yeah.
Which one was
that
your first?
The first one was virtual. It was supposed to be the Philadelphia Marathon, but it
Ah.
was shortly after I started running, like I guess I don't know, maybe 6 months after as COVID hit.
Mhm.
And then so everything was canceled. So I ran that with my coach, Coach Alicia, and Dan actually ran that with me.
That's amazing.
And fun fact is Dan never has a hard time with anything.
Really?
I hate it. I
He's
hate
one
it.
of those.
I hate it.
It's
Okay.
because
Just-
Dan's the man.
Right, he is. Just this summer actually, he saw a windsurfer and he's like, that looks pretty cool. I might want to try that. And now he's like just freaking windsurfs. Like, what are you how?
The damn
You know?
effortless people. I'm so jealous of people who can
Effortless.
just like wing it.
Oh my god. So all these, runs leading up to that, he was fine. 10 miles, 15 miles, whatever. Meanwhile, I would get back and be incapacitated and just pouring sweat. And the first time I heard him say, wow, this sucks, is at like mile 20 of the marathon. And I'm
Mhm.
like, I don't like you. I did revel in his chafing though. Like afterward, he was like, oh my God. I'm like, I love that. I love that for you. Meanwhile, I'm dying too, but yeah.
But at least you weren't alone. That's the
Right.
important part. So
Right. But then, so after that, I was like, because we couldn't even have family and friends there. There was no crowd, obviously. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I want that experience. So I signed up the following year for New Jersey Marathon. That got canceled. Got an opportunity to run New York City Marathon. That's where I raised money for Michael J. Fox Foundation and ran that. And then I was like, oh, this was like a really cool experience. I want to do Chicago. So that's the one that I recently ran in November.
That's so much fun.
Yeah.
I want to say that your New York City like kind of series, like training for that, is where I first discovered you, and
Okay,
you
yeah.
are just so relatable with all of your running posts. Like you have your team struggle run. Is that like where that whole thing started? You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I really came up with that, I guess that phrase when I started posting these videos on TikTok and they went viral. I think like it must have been within the first couple weeks of me posting run videos on there. They just started going viral. And the comments on there were all like, why don't more people show this? This is how I run. Like, I thought I was the only one.
It's real. It's real stuff. Yeah.
So I was like, wait, this isn't just a me thing. Everyone out there. And as I went on with this, started meeting like professional runners that were following me. And they're like, I relate. And I'm like, no, you don't. And they're like, yeah, I do, And so I was like, wait, so we are kind of like this big collective group of people that, everyone has a struggle run. So, so Team Struggle Run is kind of like we're all in it together. We're all getting through it. And we still do it. It's not like, oh, just because we struggle, I'm not going to do it.
Mhm.
It's a fun struggle. You can make it fun.
Can I tell you how I found you? This is fun because
Please.
I didn't know who you are when we started this podcast. This was kind of like my brainchild, as Erica calls it. And I say,
Mhm.
Erica, send me running pictures. Send me pictures of your run. And so
Guilty.
she'd send me pictures and say, post this one. And they would always be in this weird position. And I'm like, what are you doing? She goes,
Oh my
it's,
God.
it's my outfit of the day, Mrs. Space Cadet pose. And I'm like,
Yeah.
who's Mrs. Space Cadet? She goes, just tag her. Tag her.
Uh-huh.
And then I looked you up and I'm like, oh. And Erica keeps sending me these photos of her in this look before a race. Send this one, tag it or something in the story. And I'm like,
Yeah.
start watching, scrolling. You know, when you just get like into TikTok or Instagram.
Oh,
I'm
rabbit
an
hole.
You
Instagram
fall
guy.
down the hole. Yep.
I was
Yeah.
in the I am Mrs. Space Cadet rabbit hole. I'm like, at the time you continued to grow and blow up and you're going and do these cool things like hang out with those track and field athletes, which was
Right.
honestly like it looked like a blast. I didn't think that
Yeah.
was How did that happen?
Yeah, everything I must say that everything that's happened to me along this journey is so unexpected, and like I I, I actually had to get counseling because after the New York City Marathon, when I was on the Today Show and like all that other press, I was like, I said to the person, I was like, I don't know what's real and what's not. And I wasn't joking. Like,
Oh.
because someone like me, I'm a mom of 3. I live in the middle of nowhere. Like, I thought I was too old for social media. Like, all this stuff, that was all in my head. And now I'm on the Today Show. Like, there's something's not adding up. And it did actually mess with me a little bit. So yeah, I forget what the question was, why I led into that.
Oh, I think I was just saying, like, how did everything come to be? It was more about the
Oh,
track
the
and
track
field
and
athletes,
field.
but
Yes. So that was like you know, let in from the New York Times. I always say Talia Mintzberg, who did that first article for the New York Times. That's why the first Today Show happened, and then that is why the second Today Show happened. And it was like this snowball of like People Magazine and Ryan Seacrest, and I was like, she doesn't take credit, but Talia, you do. And so all this stuff would just like happen. And that's another example, this USATF thing. I commented on one of their posts, they were showing like a road race or whatever. And I was like, can I come and be a water girl? I didn't understand how like athletes get there. I thought it was like football. You
Mhm.
run out and you squirt the water in their mouths and then you run back. Um, and so they actually DM'd me and were like, hey, we saw your comment. We'd actually love to have you, come to, I forget what the first one was. I think it was like the New York City 5K, the road race or something. Had a great time, was sweating like crazy just talking to these athletes. I've never interviewed anyone before.
That would be me. I'd be like, oh my God, look at who I'm talking to. This is insane.
Right, right. I held the finish line tape, which was like a huge fear of mine because I saw that video where the girl just drops it, goes to pick it up, and gets slammed by the runners.
I know exactly
Um,
what you're talking about.
Yeah, so ever since then I like had this huge fear. So I held the finish line tape and just slowly got like, after each thing that I would do with them, I kind of got hit it off like with some of the athletes, which was so weird to me because I'm like, I'm the opposite of you. But I think they like found that entertaining in a way. Like, they're always interviewed by somebody who really knows the sport and who really looks the part and who was probably, a professional runner or athlete in the past. And here I am. I have no clue what I'm talking about, and I'm just like blasting on the scene, doing interpretive dances with Craig, Craig, Craig Athor, I call him, his Instagram name. Yeah. So that's how the USATF thing started happening. And then from there, it was like, why don't we do this series where you try the sports?
Mhm.
which was awesome.
Yeah. So it's been really fun. Really fun. Very unexpected, but
I
I just roll with it.
I think the athletes, it was like fresh air. They had someone new who they maybe they knew you, maybe they didn't, but you asked
Mhm.
different questions. You didn't go to school for this. Like, I'm thinking those
Yeah.
media people were either, former athletes or they went to school for this. And
Yeah,
this is
like
what
journalism
it's their
and yeah.
professionalism, and not, that's awesome, and they have a job to do. So the athletes will answer them and be a part of it. But you then come in there and you're just you, and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
this is fun. It seemed like you guys all got along. You became best friends. They all like petitioned for you to go to Budapest.
Right.
I just watched the one of the long jump. I was in the car at the chiropractor's office this morning, and I was
Mhm.
like, oh, this long jump one. I couldn't even jump that far. And he's like, what was his name? Maurice? Or no,
Yeah.
it was Maurice.
Marquise Dendy.
Marquise Dendy.
Yeah.
And he drew the line, and then he made you do it for real, and you almost didn't even make the sand, and
Yeah.
you're like, I got scared.
It was really scary.
I would have
'cause
gotten scared.
yeah, I was like full send, and then I'm in the air and realizing I might actually not make it to the sand, and it's gonna hurt if I, land on this asphalt.
I love that whole concept though. Like the whole like, let's see a normal person try to do this. Like,
Yeah.
what, like, you were doing the shot put, you were doing javelin at one point. Like,
Yeah.
there's no
yeah.
freaking way a normal person can go out and do what these Olympians do. They're just so amazing and obviously have honed their craft. But just
Yeah.
seeing like a regular person doing that's my dream. Like,
Mhm.
it's just so much fun to see.
And, you know, the overall concept I feel like is so helpful because when somebody doesn't follow track and field or even like swimming, for example,
Mhm.
when I watch, I'll use swimming. When I watch an Olympic swimmer, I have no idea why they are fast, how fast they really are. Like, because they're only competing against people
Fast
that
people.
are the same level of fast. So, like, I would love to see even an animation. Like, I get for like insurance and liability reasons, they couldn't have like me in the pool. but map, you know, a normal person doing the laps and then show an animation of where they would be. How, you know, they're all done and I'm still on my first lap. Like, I think that would be really entertaining for the Olympics.
I agree. It just shows how incredible these athletes actually are to
Yeah,
see
it's-
what like the difference between regular and superhuman.
Yeah, it's really,
let's call it that.
it's highlighting how superhuman they are.
Exactly. Absolutely love
That
it.
reminds me, like years ago, I think this was when we were in college, Erica, they did Michael Phelps was going to race a shark. And they
Race a
adverti-
shark?
Remember they advertised this and everyone's like, oh, we got to. I remember going to watch and thinking he's going to actually race a shark. I'm thinking the shark will be in a pool and there'll be a divider.
With him.
I was so disappointed. It was a virtual shark.
Oh man.
Okay.
So bummed out.
The concept
What-
is great though.
So
Yeah.
what you're saying is I have to actually be in the pool with the Olympic swimmers. I guess that's just what we got to do.
Let's
I
do
mean,
it.
Bummer. sports.
Aaron. I volunteer you as tribute. I do.
Yes.
Hey,
That would be so funny.
I volunteer to be your swim bitch for that.
I like that. Yeah, because I need a bike bitch, a swim bitch. Yes.
Yeah.
Todd's gonna love that we like brought this up to you because yeah, you hadn't heard of the term bike bitch before. So that's officially gonna be your husband, right? Dan, you have a new job.
Yeah, Dan. Now you have multiple jobs on top
Mhm.
of your multiple jobs.
You could send him the Urban Dictionary definition of bike bitch. That would be fun.
Yes.
Let's talk about one of your friends in Cornencal, Pennsylvania, and I believe their name is Stop Sign.
Yeah. The turnaround stop sign. Sometimes my friend, sometimes my foe. That is where, when I talked earlier about running a mile a day for 30 days, that stop sign was exactly where I would turn around to reach a mile, like back to my house. So it was half a mile, and I would be glad to see it a lot of the times because I'm like, now I get to turn around because that
Mhm.
first mile, when you start running, even now, that first mile is like brutal. But I would see it and be like, oh, thank goodness I can turn around. Well, when I started to venture past a mile, like after those 30 days, I looked at it and it's like, it's saying turn around, you know? And I'm like, no, you don't tell me what to do. Like, you don't tell me to stop. So I would like talk to this thing like, I'm not doing it. I'm going right past you. And yeah, so that's the turnaround stop sign. Still there to this day.
You have some cheerleaders out there in the fields too, right?
Yeah, I have my cheer squad, which is just 3 trees in a little group in a field. And they just look like they're cheering for me along my route. So, you know, I wave hi to them every time.
This is how you get through runs. Like you do whatever it takes to get through your
Yes.
runs. Like it doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
Like everybody is struggling, and if you have to fabricate some cheer squads, you do what you got to do to finish.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like filming in itself and sharing these videos is entertainment a lot of the time for me because I don't run with people. Like a lot of the times I can't run with Dan because like one of us has to watch the kids. So it's, you know, me running solo. And when I'm filming a video, I really feel like the people watching are already there. So I'm like, oh, look at this. And, you know, it's very like entertaining for me before I even like put the video out and read comments. I already feel like we're there together and I'm not by myself.
I have a super relatable reel that I want you to talk about. So, one of my favorites of yours, which it's honestly so relatable. It's the reel about everything that went wrong on a long run. So, do you want to talk
Oh,
about that
yeah.
at all?
Yeah, I think we were actually at the shore. Oh man, I'm like having flashbacks.
Did I
So
just
horrible.
give you PTSD? I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah. So, like if you have little kids and you travel, a lot of times they just don't sleep. And so our plan was to wake up at 5 for that run because it was very hot. And I was up like all night with our youngest, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even think I went to sleep, and now I have to run, I think 14 miles or something like that.
Mhm.
And so it started off with a bang, like that's just great. Not sleeping.
Mhm.
We had my bike bitch had a setup where attached to the bike was a trailer, like one of those trailers you pull kids in.
Mhm.
And it had all our hydration, the little gel packs, and everything like that. We start on our way. I forgot to start my watch. There we
That
go
is the
again.
worst. I think I did
Rage.
that on one of our runs that we did recently, and like then he did it too. We switched off, and I'm just like, we
Last
need
Wednesday
to like
at
just
Run Walk Brew.
say it out loud. We need to just all right, here we go. And
Yeah.
so
I
frustrating.
was so angry already. And then that happened. I'm like, just pure rage. And so then, we kind of get, I think, maybe halfway. We start to have issues. Like, I have to go poop. And we find this bathroom, and then I can't poop. I don't know why. I know I usually don't have that problem. But, and
But we're here
then,
for that. We're here for that story.
right. And then so Dan had to go too. Of course, every effortless man. He's just fine, right? So then we start to head back, and Dan was like, "I'm gonna veer off here and get this cool shot, like through these trees or something." And I keep running, and I'm like, "Man, he's been gone a long time." He uh catches back up to me. His leg is pouring blood. I'm like, "Okay, well, this is so on brand for Dan. He gets injured everywhere in the most inconvenient places. Like on the beach in Puerto Rico, steps on something, goes in his foot, gets infected, like have to go to this random doctor.
Oh my
Like
god.
it is pure Dan. And so it's to the point where I'm like, you might even need stitches. What happened was like part of the bike, I don't know if he slid out and then like this part of the bike like went into his leg or whatever it was. I don't know. Don't
Woof.
get too graphic. Pee pee poo poo doo doo. And
There are no details.
okay, so anyway, it's like he's starting to feel a little like woozy because it's like a lot of blood. And we're like, so he gets on the bike. We make it to this like market. There's all these like old people, very well off, getting their morning croissants or something. I don't even know what they eat. But there's Dan with like blood pouring down his leg, waiting in line to get band-aids and like rubbing alcohol or whatever he put on there. So he like bandages himself up. We continue on the run. It was just one of those things that it was like, what next? Because at this point, I don't even care anymore. I don't like nothing will surprise me. So yeah, that was where that reel came from.
Oh man. Yeah, you were just going through like I forgot my hat, I forgot this, like I stopped doing this, and oh my god.
Just ridiculous.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So last Thanksgiving was the first time Erica and I decided, it was the year one of the pod, let's go run a turkey trot. And let's talk about it on the podcast before and see if we can get anyone to show up. Well, one person showed up, so we called it our first official on the runs, like get together group run. And that person was Lindsay, who was the one who met you at the
And
Boston
gold
Marathon.
skirt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. So I found out that you have a story about why one should never wear a costume in a turkey trot.
Yes. Word from the unwise. I thought a turkey trot is where everybody dresses up as a turkey and they do the race, like the 5K or whatever. So I, was really on the ball. I ordered my turkey costume. I got a turkey hat for Dan. And I was like, we are so prepared. We got our registration. I put my turkey costume on. We walk over to like pick up our bibs. No one else is wearing a turkey costume. And I'm like, well, they probably just don't have it on yet because they're going to get their bibs and then they're going to pin it on their costume and put it on or whatever. And we line up. Still, really nobody has. I mean, some people have like turkey socks, or I think I saw like another person kind of like in a turkey-esque thing. Lots of people had turkey hats on. So Dan, of course, effortless man, fits right in. And so I'm like, well, whatever, I'm having fun. Got my little picture for Instagram and like, I'm just going to run it. What's the big deal? I would say like a mile in, this was very hilly in my defense. But what, even if it wasn't hilly, like a mile in, I was so hot. Like I thought I might get heat stroke if I keep running in this thing. I don't know how it heated up so fast, but it was like an oven in there, like a sauna. I had it like fully unzipped. I'm like trying to air myself out. It was horrible. I was just drenched head to toe in sweat. And when I finished that, I was like, this is why all these people have just shorts and tank tops on and maybe a little turkey little turkey decoration, pizzazz. Don't do it unless you live in like Alaska or something. I don't know, where it's really cold.
I gotta
up in Nova
piggyback.
Scotia. Or...
Yeah.
I gotta piggyback off this costume thing because another thing that I love, your mascot race that you did as a slice of pizza.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
How did you get roped into that?
That was another one where I was just like, you know what? Everything is real. Everything is real. Just go with it and have fun. And so the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, that's a beautiful stadium in Lehigh Valley. I was never there before. And I'm like, I'm going to take advantage of this, bring Dan. I brought my sister and her friend, and we'll go see the ball game. Like a good old American night or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't do sports. So I thought it would just be like a good experience. And they were like, oh, also, we do this halftime, or it's not a halftime. Whatever. Is it halftime?
Like a mid-inning thing, or like a in between innings?
In between inning thing where all of since they're the Iron Pigs, there's like all the pork products. There's these huge costumes. They do this race. Yeah, the pork race. And they were like, it would be really fun, like if you wanted to run in it. It's just real short and the audience loves it. So of course I'm like, I'm not gonna pass that up. But the only problem was they took all the pork I'm like, there's a hot dog, there's the ham bone, there's I forget what other pork.
Wasn't there like a
things.
Sandwich?
Yeah. Pulled pork sandwich. So I'm like, what else? I need something with pork. So I Googled common foods with pork. One of them is technically pepperoni has some pork in it.
Mm-hmm.
Which I didn't know. I just thought there was like a pepperoni animal that you get pepperoni from. I don't know. Anyway, so I got that costume and did the race. It was so funny. There were like these Irish dancers that were also performing while we were running. So we like just decided to start, Irish dancing, which distracted us so that Hot Diggity, or no, I think it's just called Diggity, the hot dog, distracted us and ran ahead. And I'm like, I'm going to beat this hot dog. Like, I got so into it. I didn't win, but, it was still fun.
That was like a photo finish. Yeah.
It was close.
Yeah.
Diggity, you son of a bitch. I'm coming for you.
Yeah. I'm going to have redemption.
You'll have to challenge him to a rematch one day.
I think so, yeah.
I was wondering about that because I was like, do you just normally travel to games with a slice of pizza costume, or were you prepared? So yeah,
right.
they let you know ahead of time.
I was prepared, and they that's just one of those examples of like just stuff coming out of the woodworks, and I'm like, but why not? You know?
I love that you just roll with things. Like you're so easygoing. So I love it. You're wonderful.
Yeah, it was fun.
So in my research, I did something I don't always do, is I reached out to a couple of our friends, Tara and Lindsay, again, because they helped us. I said, girls, the two of you were huge in helping us get this, and they don't even know it. We just did a podcast and it worked. So I said, are there a couple things you want me to ask? And they didn't really ask questions. They just said, ask her about hills don't care about your feelings. And I know nothing about this. So what is hills don't care about your feelings?
Yeah, so where I live in corn and what did we call it?
Corn and cow.
Corn and cow.
Corn and Cow, Pennsylvania. Um, there are a lot of hills. So no matter how you plan your route, you have to go up an enormous hill at some point in it. If you're running long, like further than I would say 1 mile. So from the beginning, I was running up these hills. I would get really upset about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. How am I going to run a race if I just, these hills just knock me out and my lungs are burning. I feel like I'm going to puke. And eventually I kind of had to like shift my mindset to how I talk to the turnaround stop sign. Like, no, screw you. You're not going to tell me what to do. And I thought, like, these hills, I'm here struggling. Like, woe is me. They don't care. It's just that they're a hill and they're doing their own thing. And so that's where that came from. Like, they don't care about my feelings. They don't care that I'm struggling. So I'm not going to care about them. And yeah, that's where hills don't care about your feelings came from. And of course, me being me had to turn it into a song. Like, hills don't care about your feelings. Hee hee.
Is all that natural? When you're talking to the camera, is all that natural? And you just kind of come up with it and you're one shot and done, right?
Yeah, one shot and done. And my bike bitch Dan, like, he knows that more than anyone, because he'll say like, "Oh, I didn't get that. Can you say it again?" I'm like, "No, I honestly can't. Like, I'm not. It's not going to be natural then." So yeah,
We're getting to know the true Erin on the run.
right. And when I went for a run with the Runner's World magazine, the journalist that did the article, and she said, I think in the article actually, the Erin that you see in the videos is the real Erin or something along those lines. And that was very validating to me because I have this thing in my head, like major imposter syndrome, like always second guess myself. I'm like, to me, yes, this is how I am. And I know, like, I'm filming this video. This is what I would say in real life. But to have someone like that validate it, I'm like, all right, solid. I'm doing a good job because I don't want to be different. I feel like that takes too much energy. And I mean, like friends that I have, since high school or people that I wasn't even close with that maybe saw something of me, shared it on Facebook, and they'll write like, this is how I remember her. Like this is yeah, so it's very comforting to know like, okay, it's not just in my head. I am just
You're true to yourself.
yes, true to myself. Yeah.
Well, let us validate you too, because it just encourages everybody else to, who gives a shit what other people think? Just be you, be weird, be spectacular, just do you. There's no pressure to be anybody else.
Right. If I cared what other people thought, I don't think I would have ever posted like any of these videos because, as someone who runs, like a 13-minute mile, that's not exciting to put out there, especially when I like first started this. And I thought to myself, there was like this inkling of thought where I'm like, well, I don't need to show my watch. And I immediately was shut that down. I'm like, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Because
1.02 miles overachiever.
right. Right. And so I'm like, no, I do want to share my pace and share it proudly. because I am running and I want like other people that might run that pace be like, oh, good. Yeah, I'm proud of that too. I don't want to like hide that because, user 15602 is going to be like, oh, I could walk faster than that. I don't care. Go walk 26.2 miles at a 13-minute per mile pace and we can be buddies.
Everybody's gonna do you. Just
Yeah.
do you.
Those
Right.
haters always have one of those names with like 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 8, 9.
Right. Private account.
Strava.
You can't even like talk shit on their stuff because it's all private.
This is totally unrelated. I even sent this to Steve, Erica,
Mhm.
and this is so true about social media. So I like Twitter just for information, Erin, and this is something I'll cut out.
Well, correction, X.
X,
I hate
right.
that. I
don't
hate
know.
it.
I don't.
I hate it
It does
too.
Wait.
not have a good ring to it. Like what
Do
the
you
hell?
wait?
No.
So when you instead of retweeting, are you re-Xing? What are you re-Xing?
Right.
right.
Did Muskie Boy think this through? Because I don't think so.
No, definitely not.
So
Let's keep
I used to work in NASCAR, so I have a lot of friends in NASCAR, and I still go once a year, and I talk to
What
people
did
in
you
the
do for
sport.
NASCAR?
I was on a pit crew. I was the jack man. We changed tires really fast.
No way.
Yeah, and I only got run over once.
Did you really?
Yeah. I joke when Erica and I would like run in the street or like are crossing illegally jaywalking. I go, "Don't worry, I used to do this as a professional. I only got hit once in a real race, a couple times in practice." No, I got run over at Martinsville, which is in Virginia. My own driver ran me over, and I broke my foot, my wrist, my fingers, tore the
He got
ligaments. I had a
wrecked.
concussion.
Oh my God.
But like a true hockey player, I got back up and finished the pit stop. And I pulled the tire out because one of my jobs I had to pull the tire, and the tire just dropped because my wrist was broken. So
Oh my, that is an insane story. Your whole podcast should be about that. What are you talking to me for? Like, that's crazy.
I joke. I say I'm so mad. We were running like dog shit that day. We were like 35th, 3 laps down. When you're running laps down, you can't pit with the leaders, and so the TV shows the leaders pit, then they go to commercial. So there's no video footage of me getting run over.
That was my follow-up question. Did you get it on video?
I had friends who worked for the Speed Channel, and I'm like, "Can you find this video?" And they look, and they're like, "No, we don't have it.
Oh,
You guys are running 35th. We don't watch 35th."
I can't
place."
believe nobody else, like even from his own crew, like I can't believe
Nope.
nobody caught that.
Oh my God.
Well, I mean, they saw it, but my crew's doing the pit stop. My friend's
that's what I
wife
mean,
was in the
but, like-
stands, and she's like, the reaction from the crowd was just like everyone going, "Oh!"
Oh, jeez.
And they said I was like 10 feet in the air because I jumped on the hood, and when I hit the windshield, it launched me, and I landed on the back. It was the truck series. I landed on the back of the truck, and the spoiler made it look like I had a bunch of old stab wounds.
Oh,
So
wow.
that was it. I finished the year, and I was broke and came back home. But so the tweet, this all goes back to the tweet.
Oh yeah.
And this is so true about social media.
But is that why you don't do pit crew anymore? Because you got hit by the truck?
No, I finished the season, and I came home for Christmas, and I thought I was in a lot of debt. I was like at $4,000 of debt, right? Which isn't a lot now that I'm thinking about it. I got a job offer, and I took it, and I was like, I'm gonna go back to NASCAR in July and go again and move back to North Carolina. And the job I got, I still have today, 12 years later.
Oh, wow.
In fact,
Which is
well, actually-
podcasting.
Yeah, well, maybe one day.
He's pretty
Maybe.
professional at it. The University of YouTube has been good to him.
Yeah, I got a degree from YouTube. But this tweet was, social media is amazing because you can post a picture of David Rudiman, which is like a NASCAR driver who won one race, eating a bowl of soup, and the replies turn into two guys MFing each other over an argument of whether Chase Elliott, most popular driver in NASCAR, should be allowed to snowboard.
Yeah. What is with that, honestly?
Snowball.
Then he goes, why would you ever leave?
Yeah, that is so true. Like, okay, maybe a tweet is like pretty good, but I race to the comments, like on any post, not just X.
So you
But,
love the comments.
I'm here for
Yeah.
the drama. I love drama. I hate getting into it myself, but it's so like juicy. Just getting
Erica's
into
like the
reading shit.
popcorn meme, the guy eating the popcorn.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
even kidding.
yeah.
I'm here for it as long as I'm
Yeah.
not involved.
Do you fall into the rabbit holes then? Because you'll see something and you're like, wait, where did this start? What happened? And then
Mhm. We have this Facebook group. It's called Bad Ultra Running Advice, and like
Mhm.
that's a shit show of a group. Like it is just the most random shit pops up, and I could just read comments. Like if somebody posts something like the group disagrees on, I'm like, oh, this guy's gonna get roasted, and I'm just like scroll. Like he did a bad thing. So I can get sucked in, and it's a time suck. But if I got nothing better to do.
You know what? It happens to the best of us.
Yes, it does.
Every year so I'm a big Boston Bruins fan. Every year when we lose, we've only won once in my life, the
Oops.
whole thing. I have to shut down social media.
Is
I have
that
to shut it
football?
down. Hockey.
Oh, okay.
I think you
hockey.
just
Yeah.
like stabbed him a little. Like
You should do like a pork race in an ice rink. Like there's a Lehigh Valley
yeah.
minor league hockey team.
I would do that.
A lot of fun.
I don't putting me on ice skates of
No,
any
you'd be
kind, or
you typically are in sneakers, and it's more fun to watch someone trying to run
Oh.
on ice. You're like running
All
really
right.
fast and going nowhere.
and you're not
Just-
going anywhere.
just make
sliding
sure you're
out.
not training for anything, because like the odds of getting hurt on ice are just like way elevated.
Yeah, I could see that.
Erin, so most of your videos have a beautiful interpretive dance within it. So what was the whole thought behind those? Like how
Yeah.
were you a dancer or something growing up? Like they're just so majestic and, and beautiful.
Yeah.
So what's your
You know,
inspiration?
When I was younger, I was like in dance, but that was, decades ago. So I'm not like I'm gonna dance type of person, like look at my skills or anything, obviously. But my brain, I don't know if you guys have ADHD, but my brain I could be running, talking, filming, but also another part of my brain up here is like, just start dancing. And then call it something. And then this other part of my brain is like, do this every time you run, or like, summarize your run. And there's all these little whirly thoughts up here. And I don't think them through ever. And I just see what happens. So it was probably the first time I did it. I probably had like a really difficult run. And my therapy is laugh at yourself.
Mhm.
So to do that, I was like, okay, if I was an interpretive dancer, like how would this run play out? And like how you like, they hold their chest and they're like, then they cave in and then do some little steppy steps. And so that made me feel better after I did that. And I'm like, I'm going to do that more. So sometimes I still bust out some interpretive dances.
I like it
I
because
think everyone should try it.
You get the feeling behind. You could see when you're having an
Yeah.
angry run, you're just like, and you could just
Yeah.
feel the frustration behind it. And then
Right.
you have a better run and it's more flowy and,
And
so
happy and like, woo.
it translates. I like it.
Yeah.
Erica, the week this drops, I'm going to need you to do your own interpretive dance for
Oh,
us.
fuck
We'll,
yeah. I'll do,
we'll, like,
I'll do
th-
some
a
interpretive
hint
dance.
for next week's episode, and it will be Erica doing the
And then I'll stand in my outfit of the day.
Well, why does it just have to be Erica? I officially challenge both of you to do an interpretive
Challenge
dance.
accepted.
I know exactly what I'm going to do. I know
Okay.
it.
You
I
can't
got this.
plan it now. You got to do it in the moment, man.
Do it in the
Like, come on.
what your feelings.
Believe me, I've already thought of this. I've already thought, how are we going
Well,
to promote
mine
this
will
one? How are
will
we going
be
to tease
spur of
it?
the moment. Wonderful. Yeah.
Erica's is gonna come. She's gonna be in her feels
From the
and
heart.
Yes, I like it.
Tell me, let's change topics a little bit. Tell me about non-members only.
Yeah. So non-members only. It's so interesting how Mike and I like got connected because if we go way back, this was when I kind of first maybe grew my audience, at least on TikTok. I think at this point I was only on TikTok, and Mike's girlfriend Sam followed me. He did not follow me, did not know who I was, but he is the creator of the Pizza Pocket hoodie. It's a hoodie with a pizza on it, a zipper pouch.
You stole
and
my Instagram photo question.
oh, sorry.
That's
It's
awesome.
okay. Go.
So you literally put a slice of pizza in there, like you can
Yeah,
hold a slice.
it has an insulated pouch, a triangle that has a magnetic closure that you can put an actual slice of pizza in and store it in your pouch. So she was like, we should give this to Erin. Like, she's the perfect creator, like, to gift this to. And he was like, yeah, okay, get her size and just like give her one. Well, her uncle has a house on Long Beach Island where we have our family has a house that we all share there too. And so she's like, hey, this was during COVID by the way, so we were very paranoid
You were
about
breaking the rules.
yes. And we actually were so scared that we're like, we have to do it outside and we have to be like separate, from each other. Yeah, I didn't want to like chance anything. We knew nothing
Right.
about anything, how it was like transmitted or whatever.
That was
So
scary time.
we were like both holed up in our individual houses, and it was raining that day and we still refused to go inside. Anyway, so she gave me this hoodie. It was so great. Like, I filmed a video with it, I think. And then down the line, she was like, hey, if you guys want to hang out, like, my boyfriend Mike would love to meet you and whatever. And I'm like, I would love to meet the person that thought to make this and then actually made it. So once we started chatting, it was me, Sam, Dan, and Mike. And Sam, and Dan were kind of chatting, but Mike and I were just like boom, 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 like riffing off each other, and like all the topics that either one of us would bring up that were kind of random, the other one like instantly was like, oh yeah, and then and we kind of like kept going, and every time we hung out, it was like that. And I don't know if someone else suggested it, that like, you guys should just record yourselves because it's like a podcast. And we're like, why don't we just try that? Like, why not get a couple microphones and just sit and record something? And we ended up having so much fun with it that, I mean, we're still doing it. I think we're going to record our 100th episode soon.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Nice. Congratulations.
It's so nice. I know from experience that when you find someone that you just gel with and have so much fun with, it just makes it's not work. It's just
not
fun.
Yes. I mean, there's like work behind the scenes, obviously, but like the actual recording of it is always so fun. I like crack up so like through the whole podcast, like just hilarious conversations. We never know where they're going to go. And I liken it to, sometimes I want to hang out with friends, but I don't actually want to go through the work of contacting them, setting up a time, us all going somewhere. What if I'm not feeling it at the moment, but you already made the obligation? So this is like having that sitting with friends feeling when you could just be driving in your car or whatever, and you're just vibing on random stuff. I mean, it is like running related in a way, because like I do talk about my running, but that's not, the main thing.
No, you do so many other things too. Like the one that first pops to my head, because I'm kind of the same. When he asked you like, what do you think Harry Potter is? And he asked you movies and stuff like, what's Harry Potter? And you're guessing what it is, and you have no clue, and you're totally off. And I would have been the same way.
Oh, you're like that too?
I knew a little more than you, only because my brother and sister were addicted to it. But like,
right,
it just was so fun listening to you try to guess what it was. And I've never watched a Harry Potter movie, never read the book. My daughter's into it, so I know a little
friends?
bit.
Yeah, honestly, I get a lot of
college
like
parties. That's how.
Tell me, do you like Twilight at all? Am I alone on that too?
He did ask me. He asked me about Twilight too. I thought I was dead on with that, and I forget what I said. I think zombies.
Close enough.
Yeah,
vampires, werewolves, sparkles.
Sparkles.
He's a sparkly vampire.
God,
Team Edward.
Never guessed.
Yeah.
Never
that's
mind.
right, 'cause everyone was like Team Edward or Team something. There were 3.
Jacob.
And the girl.
See, here we go. I'm showing my true colors.
The girl never smiles either, right? Like she.
Bella.
Oh, uh-huh.
She's
Well, in
kinda-
real life,
she's
she
kinda-
never.
Oh yeah, Kristen Stewart.
actress.
It's Kristen Stewart.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yep. She
See,
has
I
like
don't
the
know.
resting bitch face.
See, I'm usually the odd man out on this one, and like everyone else knows it. So you know what? This is making me feel a little validated that you.
You
don't
know what
either.
I'm picturing? Did you ever see the meme? It's from like It's Always Sunny, where you have Charlie and he's like pointing to the board behind him, all like crazy eyed.
Yes,
I'm like,
yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
me, like trying to describe Twilight to you guys. So you
Yeah,
can insert
it's
that
too
meme
much. It's
I
too much.
I try. So I got the Disney Plus package now because kids.
there.
And
Yes.
I'm trying to get through the whole Marvel series in the correct order and everything. And I'm falling. Eric and I were talking about how I'm falling in love with these badass superhero women, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden Instagram and Facebook's like sending me promoted videos of these women or whatever. And it's one time it's like, who do you prefer, Gal Gadot or and I'm like, just because we talked about these women dressed up as Wonder Woman and
Your
Captain
phone is
Marvel.
always listening. Your phone is
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
listening. So you're getting targeted ads now. But he showed me, and I was like, well, those ads don't suck. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just 2 gorgeous women. Like, whatever.
Right.
Gamora, who is Guardians of the Galaxy in the green.
Zoe Saldana.
Wow, you know names.
Not
That's
me.
the shit that sticks in my head. I don't remember any like history or like
Okay.
math or it's just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the crap. Song lyrics from NSYNC, basically. That's all that sticks
Yeah.
in my head.
Let's stick with the theme here of movies. And one movie I love and do know everything about, Back to the Future and Michael J. Fox. And where I'm really going is you donated tens of thousands of dollars to the Michael J. Fox Foundation, which is
Mhm.
Parkinson's, right?
Yeah, Parkinson's. They 100% of the proceeds that get donated to Michael J. Fox Foundation go to like research and testing and all that stuff. Because like there are foundations where they have to pay admin fees and
Mhm.
all that, so it kind of gets a little washy. But yeah. So my dad has Parkinson's. He got diagnosed probably like I don't know. I want to say maybe 15 years ago or 15 to 20. I mean, sorry, 10 to 15 years ago. And it's a really difficult disease to watch, like progress. And when I got the opportunity to run New York City Marathon with Team Fox, that's 100% why I did it. Because I was like, listen, this means if I run this, I have a whole month less of training to run this marathon. Like there were so many things stacked against it why I wasn't going to do it.
Mhm.
And then they were like, but it's for Team Fox. And I was like, okay, even if I have to walk, I'm going to do it. Like,
Sold.
yeah. So once I posted about that, I think we raised like $20,000 in one day.
That's
And
amazing.
yeah, the comments on those posts were like either I have Parkinson's or my mom has Parkinson's or I know so and so with Parkinson's. Like it touches so many people's lives. And that's when I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going full steam ahead with this. Like
Mhm.
because sometimes you can put yourself in a little box and think this is not common, or like I don't know anyone else in my real life with it, so therefore not a lot of other people are dealing with it. But once you do something like that and you see like thousands of comments on every post, so that was like one of the highlights of this, and everything that I've done is being able to raise that much money for that cause.
You are amazing.
Social media is a powerful thing.
Oh
you
yeah.
know? Yeah.
That is just incredible. That is going to
Yeah.
help so many people in the research. So be proud.
Yes. Yes. And for anyone listening, even if you don't have Parkinson's or a relative with Parkinson's, if you go online and just you could just search like Parkinson's PPMI study, you can actually just go on and answer really simple questions, and that is super helpful to all of the research that they're doing. You don't have to go anywhere or like pay anything or do anything. It's just like a simple questionnaire just to get more participants in the study.
I will
Awesome.
find that and I will put it in the show notes for you.
Thank you. Yes.
Absolutely. All right. So we have 2 final big questions we do, and you stole mine because it was the
I have
I-
one instead. I have one to replace it.
well, I do too. I figured I
ahead.
on the spot, I'm like, I'm going to ask her something. So my random question, or my big last question, is I go creeping through your Instagram and I find a picture, and I asked for the story, and it was going to be about the pizza hoodie and
Oh,
how you
yeah.
got a pizza hoodie, and so that's cool. That's actually how you met Mike. So that's a great story.
Yeah. Yes.
That's really awesome. But one of my favorite stories of all time on the pod, 70 episodes now, we had this girl, Amanda, tell us about her first date with her husband and how they met. So I want to know, what is the love story between you and Dan? How did you meet Dan? You can give us a first date story or just something funny that comes to mind
Oh,
about
it's
how.
so boring.
Oh, no.
It is because we knew each other in high school. That's like the most
Oh.
boring thing.
Young love.
Can we have a replacement question?
Ooh, pick me.
Erica's got the replacement.
Okay.
I have to know, and I think I know one of the answers to this, but did you ever find a pair of shorts that your thighs don't gobble?
I am actually currently wearing my top find, and I can make these gobble. Like if I do my pre-test and I'm like
Mhm.
shoot, like doing high knees and stuff like that. But in just normal walking, which is what I'm looking for. Like I don't run in anything but bike shorts. But they are the REI Swiftland running shorts, and they're super comfortable, lightweight, and you can walk all day in them. And
Yay.
judging from the comments, a lot of people bought them and are like, these are it. Also, Lululemon, track that mid-rise 5-inch. Those are
Very nice.
and third is the Brooks Chaser 5-inch shorts, but in order of effectiveness is what I listed
Excellent.
them as. Yeah.
I know I've seen you quite a few times. I got to do a shout out to one of our local businesses around here, but I believe you enjoy some Her Tribe Athletics shorts, the very cool rainbowy shorts. Because
know what?
Meg Staples,
Yes.
the owner, is local to the New Hampshire area, and she's a very, very nice woman. So
Yes,
I had to give her a shout out.
Yeah, we should shout out Her Tribe Athletics. And I actually they were the camouflage print ones for, I wore them for the New York City Marathon.
Mhm.
And can I just say, well, number one, they don't have that annoying thing around the bottom that bulges your skin in,
I
or I
hate
don't know how to
that.
say that.
It's like the sticky, like that kind of thing. Is that what
Yeah.
you're talking about?
Yeah,
or like
like that-
elasticy?
Elastic. It's like some shorts have that. It's like too tight at the bottom.
Mm.
Hers is perfect. It's the same amount of elastic as like the top and mid part of the shorts. Also the pockets. You can fit so much in those pockets and the fun print. So yeah, shout out to Her Tribe Athletics.
I had to. I was like, yeah, I know she's local. I don't know if she listens to this, but I was like, I gotta give her a
No, I
shout
love
out,
them.
but-
Yes, yes.
But since we're running low on time with you, we want to make sure we get you where you need to be.
Yeah.
My final question. He says it's like one of the hardest, but if you're prepped for it, you're good. So we have a Spotify playlist, and we like to invite our guests to add a song to it. So it could be whatever you want, like whether you listen to music while you exercise or not. Just could be something that you like to sing to in the car that just makes you happy. Would you like to add a song?
You know what? Yes. I don't know if this is going to be popular with everybody.
Who cares?
But
This is your song.
Right. I have so many because I have a running playlist, and I would say that there's this one song. It's basically a bunch of like nostalgic, I would say early 2000s song that are mixed together, and it just like keeps going and going. So one of them, it's by Girl Talk, and it's called Bounce That, and it just takes you on a whole ride. There's like Busta Rhymes in there. There's like yeah. So
sold.
that's what I would do.
You had me at 2000s, like even 90s. I would be like, all right, this is the jam.
Yeah.
I have this whole entire sheet of notes and talking points, and I cross everything off when we talk about it. There's
Do we hit
one
it all?
left.
What's left?
There's one left, and it came from Tara. And I know nothing about it, so I don't know what I'm getting into here. But what are tree tunnel vibes?
Yeah. Okay. So when you mentioned the cheer squad, like the trees I say hi to, the tree tunnel is after the cheer squad. And it is what it sounds like. It's a tunnel of formed by trees on either side. And when I would run through there, I don't know if it's because of all the shade, it feels like air conditioning, like nature's air
found it.
conditioning or what. But
Is it that?
wait, it's kind of not. Oh, yep, there it is.
All
Now that
right.
looks like kind of the leaves aren't really filled in there. When it's like summer,
It's definitely fall.
Mm.
yeah, in summer it is like an actual canopy up there. But I would feel so good running through that tree tunnel, and I was like, the vibes in here are just immaculate. Like, I don't know why or what. It's beautiful, it's shady. And I was like, I'm just gonna call these tree tunnel vibes. And so I would like grab the air. So I would grab some of the vibes. I would say tree tunnel vibes for me, and I would like chomp them. And then I would grab some more and say tree tunnel vibes for you, and I would like go like into the camera, so then you could grab them and have your own tree tunnel vibes.
Amazing.
That's great. Listen, this was awesome.
Erin, you're
this
so
was,
cool.
This
This
was
is
so much fun.
Good way to
I'm
start my day. Add
Yes,
that to
Same here.
add that to the little advertisement.
This is our first ever
Morning interview.
podcast interview recording. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, it was a good one.
I kind of don't hate it either. I'm like fresh right now. I don't know. I woke up and I'm feeling good. And so we got this,
Yeah.
and my day is I don't think my day could get better, but we'll see.
Erica does a 1 mile a day every day, run or walk, doesn't matter. And
Mhm.
she's like, we typically record on Monday evenings, and she's like, I'm going to try to get my mile in before. But then she's like, oh, I'm all sticky. Maybe I'll do it after. And
I
this
am
is great.
fresh. Like, I'm not sweaty for a change. This is awesome. So.
Go do your mile now before you go to work. Go do your mile.
No,
Be
I'm
like,
gonna actually do a run after work. I'm feeling good, so I'm gonna do a real run.
all right.
but
I was
we'll
going to
see.
say, tell them podcast ran long, but really go do your mile. Get it out of the way.
Nah,
So,
I gotta
Yeah.
work. I gotta go to work. But
Erin-
Erin, you are so cool. I mean, I can't wait to see. I know you're heading to Budapest soon, right? So I
Yeah,
can't wait
Tuesday.
I can't wait to check out those videos, because I'm sure they will be plentiful and awesome.
Yes.
And just make sure that you give all those tree tunnel vibes to your athletes and make sure that they have a great time and a great event.
I
And
will.
enjoy yourself. That's going to be so cool.
Yes,
You-
and thank you guys so much for having me on.
Our pleasure, 100%.
All right, guys, that was a blast. Erin, thank you for responding to my DM when I slid in there, and for sharing our post of when we were talking about you. You are freaking awesome. Thank
you guys.
Erin Azar, I am Mrs. Space Cadet on the On the Runs podcast.
Pee pee poo poo doo doo.
Erin, oh my God, I'm so pumped about this. That was like the coolest start to my morning. I mean, by the time everybody hears this, who knows what time it'll be, but like, I am just so excited. You are like probably the coolest, normal, awesome person ever. She was just so
It was
cool.
so cool when she came on, and I don't know if we actually got it.
She beat both of us into the
Yeah,
studio.
She was ready. Well,
I thought it was you, and because I saw her email and I was like, "Ooh, I gotta jump in."
I was right behind you, but she goes, I listened to your podcast and I heard what you guys were, and she was all excited. I go, you listen? Oh my God.
That was a nice little confidence boost.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know what they're getting into, and I try to explain it in the
Mhm.
email, but she did her research just like I did listening to hers, and that was a huge compliment to say she enjoyed what she listened to already. So,
But she's just so fun and so honest and open, and just keep being you, Erin. You were fantastic.
that was wild. So we got to get back to work, but we'll do the outro. This is a live reaction minutes after. Our first ever morning interview. We're like, well, we'll just, I'll say I have a doctor's appointment, and I don't know.
I know.
I did.
I'm
I did. I went to the chiropractor, but that was at 7:20 in the morning, and it is now 10.
Do you actually have to go to work, or are you just working from home?
I'm going to
today?
work from home. No point. I'm not going in the rest of the week. I'm working from home today and tomorrow, like I do every Friday.
Nice.
So this was
Lucky.
so cool. So she was honestly, she was so cool, into it the whole time. We vibed.
Easy to talk to. You gotta love the guests that just vibe with you,
I
right?
think you know what?
I bet she'd come back on, for episode like 250 or something, a big milestone,
Start saving up those stories, Erin. We want to hear from you some more.
If this was before your birthday, I bet you she would have sent a birthday message too.
Oh, probably. She seems like the type
She
who would
seems like
do
such
that.
a good person and a ton of fun to be around. So if I'm ever driving through
Amazing.
Pennsylvania, I'm going to hit you up. So
Corning Cow,
Corning Cow,
Pennsylvania.
Corning Cow, PA.
Well, we really hope you guys enjoyed Erin. She was an absolute delight. Let me tell you.
And she has an open invitation to come back whenever she wants. So
always.
A lot of you in the comments today were like, is this even real? And I was thinking,
it's real.
Yeah. But Erin was like, I don't even know what's real anymore. Like, it was just so fun. So if you enjoyed that, go and check us out on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. I'm posting on there every day. We're doing the reels of our podcast clips. We're doing the teasers on Monday. Like, we have a ton of fun on Instagram. That page is really growing. Erica, we are at 699 followers as of right now.
Yeah. Who's going to make it 700?
And growing podcast. That's right. I bet we hit 700 before we're done recording tonight. But
I think you guys have finally surpassed my my personal account. I think I'm like right under there too, but I think you finally beat me. So you win. You win on the runs.
We win. Well, we're growing, and this is a ton of fun. Like, we know 75 episodes. So give us a follow on Instagram, and if you're on YouTube, look for us too. We are growing that YouTube page. I'm dropping an episode this week or next. I'm going to shoot for like Thursday or Friday, but we're going to drop Maurice, aka the Marathon Panda. We're going to drop his episode on YouTube. Erica, I apologize, but you have like super zoomed in face on it. But it's worth it.
Was that before I started turning my phone?
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
That's okay.
So that's going to be great. Go and follow us on YouTube, guys. That is growing. We are on TikTok, and we are even on Twitter. I haven't logged on to those in forever. Maybe we'll grow when I get a little more time to grow those. But right now, focus Instagram, YouTube. We just updated our logo. I'm so excited about that. T-shirts are in. We are going to be sending those out soon. I will be shooting you guys who already ordered some messages to say, hey, how and where can I meet you and get you your T-shirt? All right. So I'm excited. This podcast, we are just having fun.
So let's get into the outro, man. What do you want to talk about? What is there to talk about?
Well, you got your 100. Well, give me the deets. Give me the pre-race deets. You are packing. I know you're stressed out right now. You are like,
you should see the mess that is this spare bedroom. It is crazy. I have been stressing out like crazy, just trying to figure out what I need to pack in my drop bag, what I have to have on me, like making sure I don't forget any of my hydration and like snacks and who does this? Like, who knows all the stuff to bring? Like, are there anything like special things that I'm not thinking of that I should be thinking of? Like, I need a seasoned vet here. I do. I actually bought this yes, actually, I have all that, but I bought this
diabetic strip needle things that Hannah
that's
told
the
you.
one thing I don't have, but I do have safety pins that I sterilized. So I've got some of those in my drop bag and in my other like pack, just in case I need to like change socks. I have socks. Like, I've way overpacked, I'm sure, but I don't know what I'm doing. I'm half winging it, at least like logistically. I mean, I've trained as well as I could, but everything else I kind of
your taper is a marathon.
Well, I was telling people I
training-wise.
signed up. Yeah, I signed up for that before I signed up for the 100. So I was like, I might as well keep it on the calendar. I'll be able to run it. And yeah, it was just kind of like let's just see how I can do. I did okay. I did all right.
When do you guys leave?
Yeah. I leave Wednesday.
And the race is what
short.
day?
Friday.
Oh, so it's on Friday, but it will bleed into Saturday, of course.
Yes. 7 a.m. Friday.
Have you ever been up for 24 hours straight?
Yeah. Just did it like 2 weeks ago. A week ago? No, it was just last week. Reached the beach.
Oh, true. You didn't get any sleep on the Reach the Beach? Was I not paying attention?
I don't even know if that really counts. But technically, I did sleep. It was after I had woken up for the previous morning. So technically, it was 24 hours straight. But I could be up for 30 hours. Who knows how long. But I'm hoping everything goes well. Weather looks
I
good.
might have to cancel or
Knock
move
on
some
wood.
interviews we have next Monday. I don't know if you'll be able to do it.
Oh my God. I apologize in advance if you are scheduled for Monday. That's 100% going to be my fault because I don't know if I'm going to be able to stay up.
I might have to check.
It's-
Nicole, are you available to substitute in last minute if I need
Feel
you
free
on
if
Monday?
Nicole can jump in. Oh, that would be fine with me. I will be there in spirit, but I don't know how I'm going to feel. Honestly, this is like totally new territory for me. I'm
How-
slightly terrified. I say slightly. I'm entirely terrified. It's just scary. New things are scary.
How is Brandon doing with this? Does he know what he's getting himself into here? Is he just like thinking, oh, this is going to be a little getaway, a couple days in the mountains of Virginia? I'm going to drop Erica off and I'll pick her up at the end? Or is he ready? Does he know what's coming?
He knows what's coming. We have a rental car down there. I think he's going to. Well, there's my tracking link. I can send that out again. But he's got.
Oh, you're going to have to share that with all of us.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'll share it again. I sent it to Brandon, so he'll be able to track me because what they do, it's kind of like what they do for the big races, like Hard Rock and stuff. They like rent out a satellite, so everybody gets their tracking chips. You like put it in a pocket somewhere. It's not even on your bib, and they can just like it's pretty accurate tracking, except it might have a little bit of a lag to it. So, I mean, yeah, he's gonna track and try to leapfrog some of the aid stations, see me there. I mean, he'll go to bed. Unlike me, he'll be able to go back to the hotel and sleep. But I don't know. I gave him all the addresses. He knows where to go. Yeah, it's gonna be.
Are you going to
interesting.
have a way to charge your phone or your watch? Like when your watch, you just bought a new watch, so that should make the distance, right?
Yes, my new watch, it's got like ultra track mode. So if I put it on that, I can get like 54 hours. But I think using like just GPS mode, I can get 30. So I'm going to just see what happens. But I will have my cords with me. I will have an external battery pack. Because I mean, I'm going to need some music or something. Like I gotta have some way to take my mind off of the pain cave.
Is there like a weight station where you can weigh your bag? Can we know how much your bag weighs before the race? Could you actually weigh yourself? And could you weigh yourself both before and after the race, including your bag, like to see get the difference there?
I don't know. I mean, I could pack kind of like what I'm planning on having and just weigh it here at home. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. I don't know what their requirements are.
Find a way
good
if you can
question, though.
like weigh yourself before and after and be you don't need to tell us
Oh, you know
your
what?
weight.
I
You don't
have
need
one
to
of
be like
those-
I weigh 212 pounds. You can just say I
So-
lost 18 pounds or whatever the number is.
Somewhere around like
gained.
my studio here, I have one of those little it's a suitcase like you can weigh your suitcase with it. Like you just hook it on the thing, you pick it up and it tells you how much your suitcase weighs so you don't go over the limit when you travel. So I actually have that somewhere and I should just like hook it on my thing and see how much it weighs.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pack lightly. I really am. And knowing that there's so many aid stations, I think I will be okay. So I'm not going to bring like I'll have water and stuff on me, but I'm not going to fill up the big bladder, but I'm still going to have the bladder in case I change my mind, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
I think
This
it's
is just-
okay to slightly overpack for your first. Like you don't want to be
Yeah.
without something. Did you remember John Calabrese gave you the little pointer there? Did you pack a jacket?
I do have a jacket. Yep.
And you have
But
extra
I think,
layers?
oh, I have so many changes of
Do you-
clothes
do you
because
know what
literally
the-
I'm like, what if I shit my pants, you guys? Like,
Yeah.
I have like a change of clothes in the pack that I'm carrying. I think I have like 2 changes of clothes plus warm clothes in my drop bag. So I do have it covered. It's just oh
Well,
my God.
Remember, if you lube your ass crack with Vaseline
The first shit is free.
and with
That's
the
it.
chafing cream, the baby's diaper rash cream, the first one's free.
I will remember that. Maybe
Yeah.
I should pick up the diaper rash cream. I don't think I have that.
Lube
But
up, lube up, lube up, lube up, lube up.
yep, that's going to be rule number 1. So
We haven't mentioned the name of the race you're doing.
the Yeti 100. I'm running with the Yeti Trail Runners. I'm so excited. These are some of the coolest people I've never met. if that makes sense at
Well,
all.
we will share tracking information, and I want to relieve your stress a little bit, Erica.
Oh, really?
You
What's going to
have
relieve my stress?
you have no obligation to post on the account during your race.
Oh, good, because I will have very little service while I'm out there.
Don't
That's a
even worry
fact.
about it. If you get video clips, one thing, if you have the energy, or if you're like, I'm at mile 70, I need to talk to someone, there's no one here to talk to, put your phone in camera in video mode and talk to yourself in selfie mode and send that to
Honestly,
me.
I kind of want to do that because this is supposed to be one of the prettiest areas you can run on. So it's on the Virginia Creeper Trail. There's a bunch of like railroad crossing, like what are they called? Trestles, I think. There's like
Yeah, the bridge.
141 trestles over this whole race. Like
What?
I know it's back and forth.
Holy
It's
shit.
back and forth, and you're doing a couple of them many times.
right,
But I'm
that's
like,
right.
it's got to be gorgeous.
down,
so I will
back,
be
and
taking
down.
pictures. Yep. So
Down,
I'll be
back, and
taking
down.
pictures. You just won't see them right away, I guess. We'll
Take
see.
pictures, but yeah, if you
Mhm.
no obligation,
Do some
but
videos.
it'd be fun if you talk to the camera on occasion. Like, don't even post the story, just talk
Maybe
to
I'll pull
yourself.
a Ron Kuzmar and like be like, mile 1, I'm feeling real good. Mile
That'd be
10,
funny.
still moving. Mile 20, yep. Mile 75,
Mile 69, Eric thinks it's funny.
giggity.
Mile 81, why did I do this? Mile 99,
Somebody get me a wheelchair, please and thank you. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I'll see what I can do. I'll see what my battery life is like, but I do have a charger, so.
no
But
obligation.
thank you
Just
for
send me the
thank
videos.
you for not making me obligated to do that. I appreciate it.
Let's talk about next week real quick, okay? So next week is October, and we are bringing back our Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We already started some of our interviews for breast cancer awareness, and we're doing it for year 2, and we're super excited to talk to some amazing, inspirational women who are very involved in the running community and have had to deal with breast cancer and everything that goes along with it. If you remember last year, we talked to Nikki Bacon, we talked to Jackie Hellier and Angela Pohl. Those women were amazing. We also talked to Nicole and Justine, and we helped with the 5K for Jay. And Jay's amazing and doing well. And you'll hear more from Jay next month. So we're really excited to have these women on during the month of October. We're going pink again. We're going back to pink. The logo is going to change for the entire month, and we're going to have these awesome women on. So that's starting next week. We will find, I hope you guys kind of like the outro we did. So we'll find a way to like talk to Erica separately from one of our breast cancer awareness interviews to talk about the Yeti 100. It might actually take her a couple days, so that might work out.
I will try my best to decompress. Maybe I will jump on for an OTR live that Thursday. How's that sound?
Oh,
Yeah,
that'd be cool. That'd be
something
cool.
separate.
Sometime
Yeah.
we'll find it.
I'll leave it up to you. You tell me. Either that or maybe we can do a long outro again like we did. Well, Reach the Beach was supposed to be an outro, but it turned out to be over an hour. So
No, it worked out
we
perfect.
like to talk. We love to talk.
We had some great compliments about the outro, so maybe we do more of those next year. We'll
Good.
play with it. We're always going to change and evolve. The pod's going to continue to evolve, and this year we brought on OTR Live, and we'll continue that next year. I actually got a notification today, a reminder to ask some of our friends who are doing the Chicago Marathon to come back for OTR Live. So
Ooh, this will make Jessie very happy. Hi, Jessie. I'm very excited for you going to Chicago. So she was asking for tips and stuff. Have you ever been to Chicago yourself?
at the airport, I've driven through it actually
That's
and
it.
spent a night there, but it was just spending a night in a hotel in a sketchy area, and
Oh.
never do that again.
Oh, bummer. Well, I've had some pretty good experiences there. I've been 3 times. I wish I had actually written some stuff down for her. But some things to do. She was asking about like what to eat, like things to see. So, Jessie, if I were you, just take some time. I know it's walking around, but it's worth it to check out Millennium Park because you get to see Cloud Gate, which is the bean. Everybody's got to go see the bean. That whole area by the lake is beautiful. Navy Pier, worth a walk. I mean, there's just so much to do, so much to see. Definitely get a Chicago hot dog. Those are delicious. They have like these weird little pepper things on them. I don't even know. Fantastic. And there was somebody else who had mentioned I know there's a lot of pizza places, lots of deep dish, but I've tried a few, and Lou Malnati's is fantastic. So those are my few suggestions. I also have there's an awesome cupcake place out there. Couldn't tell you what it was, but we discovered it just walking around. So, I mean, yeah, just explore. Ooh, and if you get a chance, do a river architecture tour, because that was really cool too. So if you get a nice day, just hop on one of those boats. There's 5 different companies. They go every 20 minutes. There's just so much to see. Cool history tour. The river's awesome. So I hope you have a blast. I mean, I'm wishing luck to everybody who's running Chicago this year, because who do we got? We got the Rullet.
KJ.
We got KJ. So Jesse's in there too.
I didn't know the Rullet's going.
So many
Oh, I
people.
did know the Rullet's going. You're right.
He's got a back-to-back actually he's doing Chicago, New York, and Philly. So he's got himself a stacked fall.
You know who else is going?
Who else is going? Who did I miss?
Our old friend from back in March or April, Jen Steele.
Jen Steele, I forgot. Yes, Jen. Okay, so yes, there's so many cool people who are going to be out there. You know who might also be out there again?
Erin Azar?
Kelly Roberts.
Kelly Roberts.
Actually, maybe.
Kelly Roberts just did her first half Ironman. Did you
Yes.
see that? Did you
She
see
did
the
it in a
weather?
tropical storm. How badass do you have to be to do something like that in a tropical storm? That was her very first one too.
Yes.
I'm still working through her Instagram, trying to find trying to just go through her recaps. And
I watched part 2. I missed part 1. I got to go back for part 1.
I watched part 1. Can I just tell you one thing about her part 1? She was having anxiety about the race. She woke up race morning and
I was watching. Her story was I was into it. I was and I was gonna be Erica, look, Kelly Roberts did a triathlon, not only a triathlon, a half Ironman. Erica, you gotta do a triathlon.
Oh my God, baby steps. But she was really good at kind of teaching us ways that she learned to calm herself down and kind of center herself to calm the anxiety and the fear. And so I'm going to take some of her tips with me to Virginia coming up soon and hopefully not freak out. But she's amazing. The weather alone would have deterred. Actually, no, the race itself would have deterred me, but the weather would have just added to it. And that was absolutely incredible on her part. So well done, Kelly. Well done.
Kelly, well done. Open invitation to come on the pod whenever you want. Episode 100, episode 100, episode 1, maybe.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be cool. Quoted from Erin Azar, some of the most fun she's ever had on a podcast. She said that. Erin, thank you. You said that on your own podcast. She went on her podcast and said that. That was the thing I've kind of been teasing. And when I was messaging you, Erica, where are you? You need to listen to this. Erin
Lake life.
Erin doesn't have to do a thing. What she said on her podcast was that tells me right there we're doing something right. We are doing
I'm so happy she had fun. That made me so happy.
Some of the most fun she's ever had.
We're a pretty good time, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, I think she'll be back. That was a ton of fun. Erin Azar is wicked cool. She had a hard cutoff at 10 a.m. I don't think she wanted to stop.
Well, we didn't, so that's why we'll get her back for another episode at some point.
Yeah, we'll just get her back for chit chat. Maybe one day when you do an epic race, she can come on the pod and co-host with me and interview you. Or
I would probably freak out then too.
Or me, if I ever do an Ironman, you could invite her to do that. So.
Oh hell yeah!
You could co-host with her. You're the show.
If not,
you're
I'm getting
talent.
Nicole.
You're the rock star.
Why do you get to hog Nicole? I want to have some Nicole.
I'll take a week
she
off.
She can be my co-host.
I'll take a week off and let you run it. But I tried to do that last week on the Reach the Beach, and I tried.
Oh, I don't trust myself. Notice how I was like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna let you you tell your stories because I forgot already." I need you, man. I need you.
I actually edited out the part where I'm like, I'm gonna sit back and listen and just be a part of the audience, and then at 5 minutes later, I'm like, I gotta jump in.
That's why you're good at your job. It's not your job; it's your passion.
Well, we've been talking for a while. We have an interview in 9 minutes, but yeah, everyone, Chicago's coming up, so That's not this weekend,
Jesse,
is it?
you can text me. No, that's Indigenous Peoples Day weekend.
That's right, Columbus Day weekend or whatever you guys call that. I'll be camping probably again. But yeah, that's coming up, so good luck. We'll talk more about that. Maybe
Yep.
you
And
and
then
I
if anybody has questions, DM me. I'll be happy to share some stuff with you guys. So
maybe we throw our names in the lottery
always,
for next
I'm
year?
for.
Because
Oh yeah.
we'll get into this, but I have officially hired a running coach.
Ooh, we're gonna
We'll
have to
we'll get
table
into it.
this and talk about it.
We'll
Okay.
table it. But
But
yeah,
I'm telling you, I'm all Chicago always. I will always put my name in, and I'm running it next year, whether I get in or not. I will fundraise because I need it
okay.
for my legacy status. But I will always also throw my name in for London and Tokyo because it's so rare you actually get in. Actually, Berlin too. Just throw the name in,
Well, I'll throw it in for Chicago, and I think I'm going to throw it in
please.
for Mount Washington.
Ah, all right. If you do, maybe
And
I will. I haven't done that one.
Boulder Memorial Day
Of
weekend.
course. How
All
can we
right.
forget Boulder? All right. Yeah, we got some stuff coming up on the calendar.
Great
That'll be
job
fun.
on the Tros. Good luck in the Yeti 100. Maybe
Thanks,
we
man.
won't.
I hope to have good news to share.
Yeah, maybe I'll give you the whole Monday off next week and let you recover. We'll see how you're feeling. I'll make
I'll
some
tell you
phone
by
calls to
Monday
see if anyone
afternoon.
can be on standby.
Nicole, you're coming up. Here we go.
Good luck. Good luck. I'm
Thanks,
excited
man.
for
Yeah.
you, and just give it your best and whatever.
That's all I can do is just give it the old college try. And all I ask is just please be nice if I do DNF this, because guaranteed I'm gonna be so bummed. But I promise to come back on here and give you the honest truth. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll give you the whole experience as I see it, and the
Awesome.
good, the bad, and the ugly.
Looking forward to it, guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, go subscribe. Jump on our Patreon, guys, and that will help us do some fun things coming up in 2024. It really helped with some of these t-shirt logos and stuff like that too. So thank you to our patrons so much. And don't forget, and if you can, and if you know how, because honestly, I don't even know how, go on, because I'm not an Apple guy, but go to Apple Podcasts, write a review, give us a 5-star rating. If you think we're 5-star worthy, you can do the same on Spotify. You can do stars. Click the follow button. I learned you need to do that. I don't know about comments on Spotify. I've seen some people can do it, but I don't know if they're like legacy status or if that's like you have to be podcast for Spotify for podcasters, and we're not that.
Oh,
But do what you can.
man.
Help us grow. We are growing. 75 episodes. We're going to be around Boston weeks. We'll be hitting 100. That is a big deal. We are not stopping, baby. We're going to go. Let's fucking go. 75 episodes, baby. Yeah. Erica, take us home.
Thank you guys for sticking with us through 75 epic episodes. You know we love you. And don't forget to stretch.
3, 2, 1.
Have you ever heard of the term bike bitch?
No.
We
I like it,
we
though.
had someone on who told us he put the term in Urban Dictionary, and a bike bitch is the guy who rides his bike next to you as you run and takes your social media. And I was like,
Oh, I love that. Me being me had to turn it into a song, like, hills don't care about your feelings. Hee hee. Pee pee poo poo doo doo.